beyond humbled that you have chosen to spend your time here with me today and, any part of the rest of this week. It is just an honor that you're giving me your most precious commodity that we don't ever get any more of, and that is time. And I want to acknowledge that and thank you and let you know just how much I appreciate every single one of you being here. I am truly grateful. And that's part of why I do this. This is part of my give back to the community. And I am just so honored to be here. And so glad to be able to do this. So our next speaker is going to blow your mind. She is amazing. She spoke at our first summit in September, and you'll probably see her at every single summit after this, because she gets such amazing rave reviews from the audience. She is powerful. She is stunning. I am so grateful to have her here. If you guys are not speakers, please make sure that you mute yourselves so that we don't have any, feedback in the system here. And I am going to make Caterina a co-host real quick so that you have that power. If you hear anybody dinging in, I got it. And so without any further ado, I am going to welcome Caterina Rando to the stage. She is my rock star. She is my rock. And welcome. I am so honored to have you here.
Thank you, Haley. I am blessing to be with all of you. Yay. And my friends, feel free during our time together to use your reactions. I love the reactions. This is my favorite one, the heart. I like to avoid this one over here. Makes me think of that famous painting, The Scream. And so stay away from that one. But the rest of them, I'd love to see. Bing, bing. Let's take a deep breath. Let it out. Today, we're talking about selling with ease and authenticity. I'm going to give you not only some super tips and ideas to catapult your sales, I am also going to give you some overall guiding principles for your business to support you to thrive and bliss in your business. First thing, my friends, if you don't have a pencil and paper, I encourage you to grab one. And I know you're probably doing 5 other things. I want to encourage you to stop, because here's the thing. Well, you can definitely hear what I'm saying, but you're not going to integrate it and have it have ahas for your business if I'm not having your attention. So let me invite you to do that. All right, another deep breath. My first business was I owned a cafe and catering business. And I loved having a business. I loved meeting all the people in my neighborhood. I loved getting to know them. I got really good at remembering names at this time because people would come in every day. But here's the thing. After a while, I thought to myself, okay, I don't think that this is my thing. I like making cappuccinos, but making sandwiches, wearing tomato sauce every day, don't think this is my purpose on the planet. So I'm looking for my thing. And one day this lady comes in my cafe and she says to me, Caterina, thank you so much for the business advice that you gave me the last time I was here. And the truth is, between her smile and her radiance, her gratitude literally touched my heart. And I felt a pang of bliss right here in my chest. And I thought, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to help ladies scale, grow, thrive in their businesses. So I sold my cafe. Now, I sold my cafe and then it got sold again and then it got sold again. And my sister now runs it. It's still in the neighborhood. You could still get a great cappuccino when you come to San Francisco. But here's the difference between what most of us are doing and having a brick and mortar business. Do you know what I did at the cafe when I wanted to have customers? I turned on the lights and I opened the doors. That was it. Okay, my friend Beth knows with her bakery that she have, right? Okay, that's how you do it. Well, you know, when you have a service business, when you're working from home, it's not quite so simple. I can turn on the lights and I can open the door, and maybe if I'm lucky, my cute mailman Antonio will come by. But other than that, it's going to be nothing, right? But way back when I had just started, I said, okay, let me go out networking. Now, I know that you're all good at networking. I know we're good at pandemic networking these days, virtual networking. And networking is great. And by the way, guiding principle alert, guiding principle alert. The shortest distance between you and a full client base, whatever a full client base is for you, 3 things: networking, speaking, and referrals. Now, here's the thing I want you to know though. I want you to get networking and referrals have a missing equation to get clients. And what that is the influence equation. Because we have to still build influence with people when they meet us through networking or when they get referred to us. When we speak, though, guess what happens when we speak? We get to build insta influence. Now, I'm going to tell you why, because I'm going to give you the influence equation in just a moment. I want to tell you that this is not a seminar or session today on speaking. We'll have to save that for another day. Here's what I want you to get. Here's why building influence works, and I'm going to give you the influence equation right now. You ready for it? Okay. See, the thing is that what I noticed when I went networking, which I'm sure you've noticed, is the speaker gets a lot of action. Well, the reason the speaker gets a lot of action, the way everybody wants to talk to the speaker, is because the speaker builds insta influence. Now, let's just take a moment to define what is influence. Influence is the ability to sway or alter somebody's thoughts, their beliefs, even their actions. Isn't that exciting? You can change people's thoughts, beliefs, and actions when you have some influence. Very exciting. Okay, here it is. I know I told you I was going to give it to you, but I'm going to give it to you now. Here it is. Ready for it? All right. Visibility plus value plus consistency equals influence. Did you hear that? Visibility plus value plus consistency equals influence. Now let's look at each of these. Visibility is what you're doing right now. Bing, bing, showing up. Visibility, though, is also making yourself known. It's when we show up in social media, when we are not just at a networking event, but we're on screen, we're talking, we're visiting. That's making yourself known. Now, here's what I want you to know about visibility. Everything we do in our business is either solidifying our brand or diluting our brand. Did you hear that, everybody? Is it on brand or off brand? You have to ask yourself. And this is why you want to have a criteria for how you're going to be on social media. Like, for example, me, I'm Miss Positivo. I don't complain on social media because that's off brand. Now, if you have a snarky brand, that's fine for you, but that's off brand. You want to get clear on what is the brand that you want to communicate. And by the way, in case you're wondering about it, your brand is your appearance, your behavior, and your communication. That's your brand. And that's everything you communicate verbally It's also anything anybody on your team communicates. If they're having client contact, it's the words you use on your website, appearance, behavior. How are you being? And communication. Okay. ABC equals your brand. Now, I shine the spotlight here because I want you to give some thought to how you want to put yourself out there. Appearance, behavior, communication. So when we talk about visibility, it is absolutely all of our social media. It is our emails. It is our website. It's everything that is communicating you. That's visibility. But here's the exciting thing about visibility, okay? Because I want you to get this, because sometimes we might do a Facebook Live, or we might do a video put on YouTube, and we feel like, oh my gosh, nothing's happening. Well, the thing is, nothing might be happening Insta right away, but that doesn't mean stuff is not going to happen. And also, here's the exciting thing. In psychology, there's something called the law of familiarity. And what the law of familiarity tells us is the more I see your beautiful face, the more I see your name, the more I see your posts, here's the amazing part. The more I know you, like you, even trust you, even when I never met you. Isn't that amazing? People are trusting you. They never met you. They never had a conversation. You know why? Because you're doing a good job at your visibility. And this is why, by the way, when we way back when we used to watch commercials, and we would see like 3 of the same commercials an hour. And you think, well, did they make a mistake? No, they didn't make a mistake. They're wanting to get that brand in your brain. That's why they're considering and thinking about the law of familiarity. Okay. Now, this is important because visibility is only part of the equation. If we're not having consistent visibility, which is the third part, then sorry for us, because people will forget about our amazingness. Okay. So visibility. Now, the second part is value. When you think of your value, what do you think of? Your long client list, your 50 credentials on the wall, your many years of experience, any of those? Or do you think about other things? Do you think about the great results your clients have gotten? I'm hoping that you do. Here's what I want to tell you, though. There's a whole nother huge category of value that you may not think of, that I want to not only shine the spotlight on with you right now, that I actually want to amplify with you. Because you may be unconsciously turning down or off some of your biggest value. What am I talking about? I'm talking about your kindness, your graciousness, your genuine caring, being a good listener, being inclusive, being empathetic, being encouraging. These are all what I call your heart skills. Your heart skills. Now, why do we shine the spotlight on this? Because you know what? If you used to work for a corporation or an institution, you may have had to leave your heart skills at the door, or at least turn them down, or keep them on low volume most of the time. And now you're over here in your bing, bing, entrepreneurial, fabulous lifestyle, and you may not have turned them back up. You may have unconsciously left them on the low volume they used to be. And I'm inviting you right now, my friends, bing, bing, don't just wear your heart on your sleeve. Wear your heart all over your business, everywhere. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Meg, Beth, bing, bing. Now, if you're vibing with this idea, I want to invite you to put a heart on the screen. Because I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be, yay, my friends, this is going to be some serious significant client attraction, because it is absolutely true that if people don't know that you care, then they're not going to care to work with you. You know, it's very interesting. I talked to a lady a couple days ago. I'm looking for a professional salesperson to support me in my business because I got a lot of fabulous ladies to talk to and I need more time. And I figure I better get another person to talk to all the fabulous ladies that we want to potentially serve. Thank you, Susie. And so I'm talking to this lady, and never does she, and she has a company that helps with all this for coaches. Never does she say to me, I'd really love to help you. Sounds great what you're doing. Would be really fabulous if we could help you serve more ladies. I got some technical super tips from her, but nothing about a genuine caring. So even though I know she's probably really good at what she does, I didn't have any inkling to work with her. Are you vibing with me, my friends? And so I want to ask you, are you turning up your heart skills when you're talking to potential clients? Are you turning up your heart skills when you're speaking, when you're sharing, when you're networking? Or are you still on low volume? Now, let's take a deep breath. I'm going to share with you right now, if you're ready for it. Thank you, Barb. I want to share with you right now, if you're ready for it, my favorite, absolute favorite, bar none, heart skill. Who wants to play? Who wants to hear about it? Let me say, yay, Tracy, mwah, Beth, mwah, Diane, mwah, Barb, yay, all right. Susie, bing, bing. Okay, here it is. Let me demonstrate. I could say to my friend Haley, I could say, Haley, thank you so much for inviting me to talk today. That is an acknowledgement, right? Yay, thank you. And that's nice, but it's not awesome. I could say, Haley, thank you so much for inviting me to speak today. And thank you for your enthusiastic introduction, right? Not just what she did, but here's the part, how she was being while she did it, right? Bing, bing. Now that's better. You agree, my friends? You agree? Okay, good. But you know what? We're not just good, we're amazing, right, everybody? Yes, you with me? Okay, and you want to be amazing in your business. And I'm going to show you right now how to be amazing every time in your acknowledgement. And here it is. This is what I like to call the pièce de résistance of acknowledgement. I do not speak French, but I've been watching a lot of French Netflix these days. Okay, I do speak Italian. Maybe I'll learn French. Here it is. Haley, mwah, thank you so much for inviting me to speak today. Thank you so much for your enthusiasm with which you introduced me. And every time I am in the room with you, you make me feel welcome, included, and valued. Not just what she did, not just how she did it, but here's the part that we often forget, how it impacted us. So what if you started to talk to people that are your potential clients and your clients about how what they're doing is impacting you? Are you vibing with me on this? Because now, thank you, Diane, because now we're not just having a sales conversation, we're having a personal conversation. And not only are we having a personal conversation, we're having a conversation where the person you're talking to is feeling seen and valued and gotten. Isn't that exciting? So I'm going to ask you right now, bing, bing. Thank you, Haley. Thank you, Sue. I'm going to ask you right now if you want to take my acknowledgement challenge. Now, I know you don't even know what it is yet. Thank you, Diane. But you're high achieving women, so I know you could just go for it, okay? High achieving. By the way, we never say overachieving because that's a judgment. We're not overachieving, we're high achieving. Is everybody vibing with me on this? Okay, so now here's my acknowledgement challenge. Okay, now I know some of you are off the screen, but I'm hoping that you're listening because, thank you, Bethany, because if you are up for taking my acknowledgement challenge, give me a thumbs up or give me a heart on the screen, okay? Or you could go like this. Great. Thank you, Diane. Okay, Haley, thank you, Bing Bing. Lee, thank you, Susie, Bing Bing. Okay, here we go, right? Bethany, yay. Hi, Susan, welcome. Okay, here we go. For the next week, starting right this minute, every time you're talking to somebody, Facebook Messenger, text, I told you, Antonio at my door, my mailman, every time, every conversation, I want you to do the pièce de résistance acknowledgement. Thank them for something they did. Could be, hey, thanks for getting back to me. Could be how they're being. Thanks for being so on it and getting right back to me. And how it impacts you. You made my day. Bing, bing. Don't you love to hear that? You made my day. You put a smile on my face. That's people letting you know how you're impacting them. And here's what I want to tell you. Just like speaking or writing or running a summit is a skill, acknowledgement is a skill. And it's a skill that you probably haven't shined the spotlight on a ton that I want to invite you to amplify in your business. Okay, because you know what's going to happen when you do this? You're going to see people light up like Christmas trees. You're going to see people picking up your phone call, getting back to you because they're feeling seen, valued, and gotten by you. Are you blissing with me on this? Okay, bing, bing. So my friends, I'm inviting you to take the challenge. And now that you know what it is, who is an Insta yes for this? Bing, bing. Okay, good. Yay. All right. So guess what? We're still in the middle of the influence equation. Okay. We've got the visibility. We've got the value. You're going to amplify your hard skills. It's going to serve your business all over. And then the third part is consistency. Now, I don't know all of you, but I do know a lot of the beautiful smiles on the screen. Here's what I'm guessing is your challenge area. You got massive value. That's not it. You got visibility. It's that consistency. Would anybody tell me that that's the case for them? Yes? Yes? Okay. And here's why consistency is a challenge. Consistency is a challenge because in your business, there's a lot of stuff to do. Yes? Okay. And if you're like me and most of the women that I encounter, you've also got a situation. You've got a malady, my friend. And your malady is brilliant idea syndrome. You get more brilliant ideas every day than you got time to implement. Does anybody else have brilliant idea syndrome? Okay. Yeah. Don't even get me started. Now, but you know what? You can manage your condition. You got to write them down. And there's a guiding principle for you to follow. Here it is. Ready for it? Here's the guiding principle. You got to be massively monetizing what you've already got before you start something new. Did you hear that? Okay. Because guess what? That new brilliant idea in your head, it's way more exciting. It's way more exciting than that program you've been doing for 6 years. Are you with me on that? Okay. So follow this guiding principle. Massively monetize what you already got before you start something new. Like right now, Haley is coming with me and Tracy, who's on the screen, she's coming with us for our Bliss Retreat 2022, January 31st. Angela, who's on the screen, is also coming. Now, I got 20 ladies coming on this fabulous retreat. My goal is 36. So even though I'm already ready to plan my Cabo San Lucas speaker mastermind getaway, I can't do it yet, my friends, because I'm following this guiding principle. You got to fill what you've already got or massively monetize what you've already got before you start something new. Everybody with me? Okay. Now this the more you become aware of your brilliant idea syndrome, the more you will manage your condition following this guiding principle. Okay, bing, bing. Thank you, Diane. Now, here's the other reason why you're probably not consistent with all of your sales and marketing activities. Because even though you got 5 jobs in your business, you might be wearing 10 to 25 hats. And right now, I want to encourage you to ask yourself if you genuinely want to build a thriving business. And if you don't, then fine, do everything. But let me ask you this question. Do you want a bliss in your business? Okay, even if you don't want to build 6-figure, 7-figure, do you want a bliss? And if you want a bliss, then what you want to do is do only those things that you seek to master. So what do I mean by that? Well, you've got 5 things in your business that not only are your job, but you've also got to master them. And here was what they are. You ready for them? There you go. Susie, show the infographic. Okay, bing, bing. And by the way, anybody, if you give me your email address, I will send you an electronic copy of this infographic and also the influence equation infographic. And here's your job. Speaking, and I mean that in the broadest sense. You're the face of your business, right? You're speaking, you're doing podcast interviews, you're doing video, Facebook Live. If you're the face of your business, speaking. Next one, selling. Now, if you have a professional sales team, bing, bing, they can do their thing. But if you don't have a professional sales team, hello, my friend, look in the mirror. There's your professional sales team, okay? Speaking, selling. Now, by the way, is she on the job or is she not on the job? Okay? Speaking, selling, serving your clients. You're the one who's, now you might have a team too that's serving, but you're serving, right? People are in many cases buying you. Speaking, selling, serving. The next one is strategy. Now, as women in business, we think of strategy. Well, we think of goal setting. We think of action planning. But you know what else? Here's a big part of strategy that you might not even think of. Calendaring. When you're going to do what? And by the way, I'm going to give you a couple calendaring super tips right now because I love calendaring. Everything you're doing, hopefully it's not on a to-do list. It's on your calendar for when you're going to do it. And if you don't get to it, you just move it to another day. That's calendaring, strategy. Also, have you scheduled your workshops for your personal that you're hosting for the rest of the year? Now, if you say, Caterina, I'm not doing a workshop, okay, that's another conversation we gotta have to have in a second. If you are doing workshops, then hopefully they're scheduled for the rest of the year because, and if you're doing group programs or any programs that you're doing, they're scheduled for the whole year. Why? Because then when somebody can't sign up for the next one, you can sign them up for the one after that, as long as you have the dates, the time, and the price. I do a fabulous 9-week Thrive at Sales program. Most of the ladies that just finished it on Monday had their best, not only their best month ever, but their best quarter ever. Now, some of those ladies, this was the January class, or no, February class. In February, when I'm trying to fill my February class, I got ladies that they're saying like this. And by the way, ladies don't usually say no. They say, oh, you're so fabulous. I'm sure we'll work together sometime in the future. Have you heard this, right? You get a lot of butter before they're not, because they're not going to work with you. Does anybody have this experience? Now, this is important to note because often as women, we're afraid of the no, but the truth is, in many years of business, I can say I've rarely heard no. Instead, I get a lot of butter, which is very nice. But here's the thing. When somebody says, hey, I'd love to work with you at some point, but not right now. From a sales perspective, as long as you got the dates, the times, and the price for the next one, you are at an advantage. Because when ladies are telling me no for February, I'm saying, well, you know, I got one in March, I got one in April, I got one in May. And by the way, if you sign up now, you can have more time to pay for it. And we can start service immediately with our other community bonuses and benefits. Now, all it takes to be able to do that is you having your calendar in place. Are you blissing for this? I'm hoping you're blissing. I got one more big calendar super tip for you. Whenever you schedule an event like today, a workshop, a conference you're going to, whenever you schedule networking, at the same time you schedule this event, you also schedule follow-up. You put a half hour right after or an hour for follow-up. Now, maybe some days you don't need it. I know you got no shortage of stuff to do, that's okay. But it's there and it says, when follow-up, right after. And if you're using this system, you would have put that on your calendar 2, 3, 4, 6 weeks ago when you signed up. So nothing interferes. Now, I'm going to give you a quick assignment. When you finish today, I want you to look at your calendar for the rest of the year. What's on there? Any monthly networkings that you're doing? Any workshops that you're doing? By the way, of course, whenever you have your own thing, you schedule follow-up time right after. Let me tell you what I do. As soon as I finish my workshop, I did a 3-hour workshop yesterday on Set Yourself Up to Thrive at Sales. I met with my assistant. We go, now I also do this on my own when she's not there. I go over the list. Who came that I think is a potential client? I reach out to them immediately before I even close my Zoom screen. Hey, would love to talk with you. I look and see who did not show up, because on Zoom, you're getting about a 50% show up rate. Sometimes you get much more, sometimes you get less, and inviting them to come to the next one immediately. And why can I do it immediately? Because the time is scheduled at the same time the event was scheduled, which might be months ago. Are you vibing with this, my friends? Because I'm telling you, this is going to make such an improvement in your calendaring. Okay, so bing, bing, thank you. Everybody else take a deep breath. Now, I know I'm giving you a lot here. Remember, we said there's 5 things that are your job: speaking, selling, serving your clients, strategy, and self-care. Now, you might say, well, Caterina, that's great, but there's other stuff to do. Yeah, there's other stuff to do. And guess what? It's not your job. Marketing, not your job. Editing podcasts or videos, not your job. Maintaining your website, not your job. Some of your social media that's not organic, not your job. Why? Because do your potential clients care who updated your website? Do your potential clients care who made that email sequence that's going out? What do they care about? How can you help me? So I want you to look at this. And also, do you want to become a master at editing podcasts? If not, why are you doing it? Because here's the thing. Remember, I said you got 5 jobs. Not only is it your goal, I'm inviting you to take it on as your goal to not only do these 5 things, but to seek to master these 5 things. Here's what I want you to know, though. As Malcolm Gladwell discusses in his book, Outliers, it takes 10,000 hours, 10,000 to get to mastery. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I think that statistic, 10,000, I think that's pretty depresso. Would you agree? 10,000, okay? That's a lot of time. But here's what I want you to know. Every hour you're selling is making you closer. It's bringing you 1 hour closer to sales mastery. Every hour you're speaking, every hour you're serving your clients. And I bet right now, if you took a moment, take a deep breath, and you reflected on serving your clients right now, I'm sure you would agree that you're way more masterful at serving your clients today than you were when you started. Would you agree? Yeah. By the way, feel free to give me a reaction, my friends, mwah, 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 because you've got many, many hundreds, if not thousands of hours in. Well, when we take our time and we do those things that we don't seek to master, like QuickBooks, for example, we're pushing off mastery in the areas that we do want mastery. But the other thing is, we're pushing off our revenue because we're not probably selling and talking to enough people. Are you vibing with me on this? So I want to invite you to get more support in your business. Anything that's not, thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Sue. Anything that's not under your 5 pillars, my friends, get support. Because here's what we know. You cannot scale your business by yourself. Many years ago, when I hired my first virtual assistant, and I've been in this business for about 29 years. When I hired my first virtual assistant, we went from 100K to 300K. Why? Because there's all these things that I'm not doing anymore, which is freeing me up to serve my clients better so they keep coming back, to invite more people to be my clients, and to get out there speaking. Okay, now I'm going to give you one of my gazillion sales super tips that is going to support you to sell more authentically with more ease. You ready for it? Okay. Thank you, Beth. Mwah. My friends, come and be with me. I want to be with you. Come say hello. Put your smile on the screen, or at least give me a reaction. Okay, here it is. One of the things, thank you, Lee, so much. Mwah. Thank you, Haley. Mwah. One of the things I'm talking to my clients the last few months that I'm loving is what we call the circle back. Okay? Now, first, before I give you the full report on the circle back, let's be very clear that math is something that tells the truth, right? How many calls did you make? Well, I made a lot of calls. Well, how many did you make? Oh, okay. Well, it looks like I made 5 calls. Okay. Math tells the truth, right? So let's begin to embrace the numbers of our business. And let's use math to have us bliss in our business when we follow what we know is to be the truth. And I'm going to tell you right now, around sales, here's what's the truth. If you want to add 5 new clients this month, you can't talk to 5 people. In fact, I recommend that you use, and by the way, I recommend this because I've tested this, that you use a 25% close ratio to come up with your sales equation. Okay. So if you want 5 new clients, then that means you're going to talk to 20 people. Okay. Now, that might seem like a lot, but guess what? There's 4 kinds of clients. There's the insta-client. You talk to them and they sign up. Bing, bing. Don't we love that? 1 convo equals a client. Insta-client. Love it. But that's only one type of client. And there are only about 25% of the people even out there that will ever make an Insta decision. A lot of people take more time. So there's the Insta client, but then there's the slow cooker. The slow cooker, they take 3 to 6 months. So they're going to take 2 or 3 conversations. Now, sometimes you can get 2 to 3 conversations in a week. So that's a little bit between a slow cooker and an Insta, but that's really good. But then there's the super slow cooker. They take up to a year. But you know what? If you're not good at your follow-up, you're never going to get any super slow cookers. And then there's another category, the super slow cooker. This mama takes over a year. I got ladies who are my clients these days, took them 15, 20 years to get in the fountain. And my friends, I'm not exaggerating. Why? Because I stayed in touch with them. Not every week, but I stayed in touch with them. Because here's the thing. If you meet someone, you vibe with them, you know you can serve them. Just because they're saying no doesn't mean that they're not going to be your client. Because people's situations change, their financial situations change. You build more influence over time, and now they're more open to working with you. Sometimes they have to get used to the idea. The reason why I'm shining the spotlight on this with you right now is because if you're not doing your follow-up, you're never going to get anything but Insta. And I'm sorry for you, because that's leaving 75% of your potential clients without being served. Okay? So so now we're jumping back to your math equation for your sales, because you now realize there's all different kinds of clients. If you want 5 new clients, you're going to talk to 20 people. That's only 5 people a week. I'm going to tell you that's still low. I encourage my clients to have at least 12 conversations a week. Okay? But here's the thing. If I want to get 20 conversations, if you want to get 20 conversations, you've got to do 80 reach outs, because you take the 20 conversations and you go to calculate that by 25%. Now, you might say, man, Caterina, that's a lot of people. Well, guess what? Shortcut alert, shortcut alert. If you're giving a speech and you get to invite these people, or a workshop, and you get to invite these people to talk with you, bing, bing, guess what? That's 1/3 of your reach outs for the week you don't have to do. Okay? Did you get that? Bing, bing. I know Beth is blissing about this. Lee's blissing. Okay? So hopefully this will encourage you to start speaking more. And by the way, one of the ways for you to speak is to host your own 1-hour Zoom thing at least once a month, if not twice a month. I got ladies doing it 4 times a month, gaining new clients, because your 1-hour Zoom thing is a free thing. It's not a big time commitment. There's no money commitment. And this is where you want people to start with you, rather than going from I just met you to let's have a sales conversation, or even let's have a get to know you conversation. Well, what you're not often able to do in that conversation is showcase your massive value. But when you invite people to your Zoom thing, you get to showcase your massive value. That's where we build the influence, right? Remember, value is the key part of the influence equation. Now, if you're not having enough people to invite, because when we talk about 80 reach outs, those are people that know you. Those are people that are warm towards you, that are open to the possibility. And this is why if you add in a Zoom thing, you are going to be able to have an endless stream of prospects to always talk to. But here's the thing, and this is where the super tip is coming in. We do a reach out and the person doesn't respond, and then we forget about that and we don't reach out again for a long time. Right now, I'm going to give you the circle back. You ready for it? Here's the circle back. So you reach out to, let's say, Mary, Jane, Sheila. You reach out on Monday. You don't wait until the next Monday. You put on Wednesday, 2 days later, or 3 days if you're busy, you put right there on your calendar, circle back, Mary, Jane, Sheila. And if you're on top of it, you put their last name so you remember who they are, and you put their phone number if you're going to call them. Because the circle, and by the way, in business, we used to say you reach out and then the next week you reach out again. No. Business moves way too much faster these days. You reach out in 2 to 3 days again. And you actually say, hey, Sheila, circling back. I want to see if you saw my message above, if it's a direct message. Because, super tip alert, super tip alert. A no response does not mean no. Did you hear that? A couple weeks ago, I talked to a fabulous woman who I met on Clubhouse. By the way, I do a Clubhouse 5 p.m. on Fridays, Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Haley, hopefully you'll be with us this week. Haley was with us last week. You're all invited. Thriving Women in Biz Club on Clubhouse. And I had this fabulous lady I met on Clubhouse. She was expressed interest in the Bliss Retreat. I invited her to come to the Bliss Retreat, sent her the info, had a conversation. And then she said, okay, got to talk to my husband, blah, blah, blah. And by the way, I made a mistake, and I'm going to tell you what my mistake was. You never get off the phone with anybody without scheduling the next time you're going to talk. Okay? So, and I do that 99% of the time. Maybe for whatever reason, in this case, I didn't do it. Maybe because I would be seeing her with some other things. So a couple days ago, I circled back. Hey, her name's not Sheila, but hey, Sheila, circling back. Want to follow up with you about the retreat. Crickets, crickets, crickets. I circled back again. This morning. What did I get? Hey, talk to my husband. We're interested. Okay. Talking to you on Friday. Now, if I didn't have my circle back on the calendar, I probably would have had it in my head, but it wouldn't have happened. Are you with me on this? Okay. So let's just go over the circle back again, because I want to tell you that a no response does not mean no. And often we don't circle back or circle back again because we think they must not be interested. They might be thinking about it. They might be checking their calendar, checking their funds. Okay. They might have questions. So all of those things can prompt a no response. It doesn't mean that they don't love you, that they are not blissing to talk to you. All it means is they're not responding. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Not only do I encourage you to circle back, one of the things my clients are doing these days, that some of them are blissing from this, is that I've recently read the book Atomic Habits, which I encourage you to read. If you have not read, put it on your list ASAP. And what the author talks about is habit stacking. So whether or not you know it, you have an AM routine and you have a PM routine. And hopefully you have a conscious AM routine and PM routine. But you know, the other thing you got is you got a routine when you get in the office. And your routine might be check Facebook, LinkedIn, email. I'm hoping it's not. Because what I want to encourage you to do is 5 reach outs or circle backs first thing when you get in the office every day. Because when something becomes standard operating procedure, which is another way of saying it's like a habit, do you know what happens? We do it with less thought. We do it with more productivity, faster and faster, more effectively, the more we do it. And I'm going to tell you, my clients that are embracing this circle back strategy are getting great results. And I'm getting great results too, because they're not just the decision as, here's the thing. If you can make a decision once and do it over and over, that's what you want to do in your business. So making the decision, I'm going to circle back first thing before anything else in the morning, you're going to have a lot more reach outs, a lot more circle backs. And then it's going to improve your follow-up skills so that you'll do it with more ease and effectiveness over time. My friends, I'm hoping that you're blissing to hear about this, because this is going to support you to increase your sales and your revenue. Okay, let's take a moment. Let's take a deep breath. Oh, by the way, I'm going to put some stuff in the chat. Okay. What's the influence equation that we've discussed? Visibility plus value plus consistency equals influence. Also, you got 5 things that are your job: speaking, selling, serving your clients, strategy, and self-care. I have just put those in the chat. Also, message me if you would like my infographics on the 5 pillars and the influence equation to stick on your wall to remind you. Additionally, you are all invited to come to my Set Yourself Up to Thrive at Sales workshop, where we're going to talk about so much more than we had time to talk about today. The next one is April 29th or May 5th. You can register for either one. You can use the WEN27 code, so you come for $27 only instead of $47. There's the link to register. Also, I have just done 2 podcasts one on your referral program and one on getting more referrals from existing clients. I invite you to download and listen to my Expand Your Fempire podcast. It is info-packed, massive value. We've done about 35 episodes, and every single one of them will support you in growing your business and uplift you, which is also very important. I also have an Expand Your Fempire app that you can download on your phone with more massive value for you. Please join our Facebook group, Thriving Women in Business. Follow us on Clubhouse, Thriving Women in Biz. And if you would like to come on an amazing cruise retreat, 10 days, blissing in your business with myself and Haley and some other amazing ladies, round trip, San Francisco at the end of January. We're going to Puerto Vallarta, Cabo San Lucas, Manzanillo, and Mazatlan. Trip of a lifetime. If you have any interest, let me know, because there's a lot of bonuses that go along with that. My friends, here's what I want you to know. You have massive value to bring. Massive. There is a lifetime supply of people to serve. The thing is that if you're doing everything in your business, you're probably not having enough time for speaking, selling, and serving. And I want to invite you to always be having no struggle, bliss in your business by focusing on what is your job. So not only you can sell more, you can serve more, you can uplift more lives, and most importantly, bliss in your business. My friends, Caterina Rando, calling me anytime for any reason. All of my information is in the chat. I love Facebook. I love Haley. I love talking to all of you. And I look forward to getting to know you all better. Thanks, my friends. Thank you, Haley. Bing, bing, bing.
Oh my gosh, let's give Caterina a huge round of applause. Thank you, everybody. Such business-changing information. Woo! Does anybody have any questions for Caterina? Yeah, I'm seeing lots of reaction here going, whoa, mind blown.
I have a comment that I want to say real quick, Haley, if that's okay.
Please.
I met Caterina last year through your WEN Summit, and really being a part of her community has transformed my life. And the reason for that is because she talks about community. When she says that, she means it. I mean, she is such a wonderful person. Her community is amazing, and she really supports you in your business. And so I would really encourage any of you guys who are looking for that support, and for somebody who really cares. I mean, she's just an angel. She really is, and I love her, and she's just a great person. So I just wanted to say that.
Thank you, Susie. You warmed my heart. I appreciate your kind words. Thank you so much.
Can I just say one thing also? I am one of Caterina's super slow cookers. I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. But through Caterina, I have learned to begin to heal myself from the inside out and begin to understand what it is that I need to do to get out of my own way to thrive in my business. My
Thank you,
book
Beth.
comes out in June. The
Can't wait.
workbooks will be all set.
Yay.
And if I didn't have Caterina in my corner pushing those buttons, I never would be where I am today.
Yay.
Caterina, I love you.
I love you, Beth. Thank you for your kind words. You make me feel warm inside. I appreciate it so much. And thank you. And I can't wait to read your manuscript, which is top of my list right now. Bing, bing.
I'm going to email it to you.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Very cool.
Thank you. Thanks,
Anybody-
everybody.
Anyone else? Any other questions or comments? Wow, Caterina, that was just amazing. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
I'm an Insta yes for you anytime. Bing, bing.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.